Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Okay, let's see what's new here. Okay, we have a bunch of spam here. Okay. Already fixed. What's supply truck fix? What is that? Fix. Good. Then let's open pull requests. Good. So add missing key mappings for unit camera tracking fast forward replay. I'm wondering, maybe we can do some more checkings. Maybe there's some more errors. Let me see. So we can maybe check. This, and then we check English, and we test it with Brazilian. Yeah. Select all aircraft. Yeah, we fixed that already. Okay. Let's check what's the next language. Chinese. Let's see. Okay, blah blah. Okay, that's good. Then next, after Chinese, we have French. French. Then German. Okay. German. Italian. Italian. Spanish. Okay, Spanish. Korean. Okay, and Polish. Okay, anything else? I think that's it. Yeah, it seems to be fine. We've got all the important things covered. Good, then let's push this to the remote. That's missing key mapping. Yeah. add missing key mappings for unit camera tracking fast forward replay. This change adds the missing key mappings for unit. Well, it's only for French, right? Adds missing key mappings. Key mappings. Add missing key mappings for unit camera tracking fast forward replay for French. It's such a bad title. Add missing key mappings. It's such a horrible title. Oh, how can we write this better? I don't know. Add missing key mappings for unit camera tracking fast forward replay in French language. Add missing key mappings for unit camera tracking fast forward replay for French. It reads really bad, but I don't know how to improve the wording here. I have no clue. Add missing key mappings. Add missing key mappings in French for add missing key mapping. Add missing French key mappings. Missing key mappings for We also, I see like we have inconsistently described this. So here we say in these languages, and here we say no languages, and here we say 4 languages, and here we say 2 languages. What is correct now? 4, 2, or in? Jesus Christ. How do we write English? I don't know. Add missing key mappings for this action. Some key mappings. Here we should probably. Oh, hold on. Select all aircraft key mappings. should probably revert this. Add missing key mappings for select all aircraft to Okay, and then here we say add missing key mappings for that to French. Add missing key mappings for that to French. I think I can live with that. At least it's consistently worded well with the other ones. Add missing key mappings for unit, camera tracking, fast forward, replay. Maybe we say and instead of comma. And add missing key mappings for unit, camera tracking, and fast forward, replay to French. To French. Add missing key mappings. French. Maybe we should say to French language. To French languages. It's really hard to write good titles. Really hard. Add missing key mappings for unit, camera tracking, and fast forward replay to French. This somehow still reads weird. To French. Add missing key mappings for that and that to French. Add missing. It's probably fine. I don't know. It reads weird in a way, but it seems to communicate what it does. But I don't know. It's still weird. This change adds missing key mappings for that and that to French. The missing key mappings to the French localization. Yeah. So this refers to fix. I guess it's a bug. Minor. Yeah, it's a minor bug. To do add documentation. Okay. Good. Next, this one. Good. Push that. There we go. Okay. Ah, shit. This change adds the missing key mappings for select all aircraft to the Brazilian, Chinese, French, German, Italian localizations. To fix key conflicts, if your mappings needed, if your extra mappings needed changing in generals.str, German select all aircraft for German cannot be bound to W without major conflicts. So that is now, bound to CTRL plus Q to avoid conflicts. By the way, let me double check that there's no conflict with that. Key Q should be just one, right? Yeah. Instead of W to avoid conflicts. Okay. To do add documentation. To fix key conflicts, a few extra mappings needed changing in generals.str. Select all aircraft for German cannot be bound to W without major key conflicts. Therefore, it is bound to CTR plus Q instead of W. This change adds the missing key mappings for select all aircraft to the Brazilian, Chinese, French, German, Italian localizations. To fix key conflicts, a few extra mappings needed changing in generals.str. Select all aircraft for German cannot be bound to W without major key conflicts. Therefore, it is bound to Control plus Q instead. So that is Is it a bug that this key is missing? This key mapping? Kinda is a bug. I don't know. It's a bug, and it is a bug because it's there in English. It gives English players an advantage, right, over Brazilian, Chinese, French, German, Italian, because they don't have this functionality of selecting all aircraft. And it's not a super big deal because, well, I don't know. It probably depends on the play. I never used this key, so I don't know the use cases much, because there are other keys that you can use. You can use the E key to select similar units, which is typically good enough because you select a helicopter or you select a plane, and then you press E, and then you select all the other guys. So select all aircraft. It is, I don't know, it's not really, it's not, I think it's not a big deal. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to select planes and helicopters to attack something or to move somewhere, right? Typically you just select the same kind of planes to attack something, or helicopters. Yeah, you don't need this button really. Yeah. Anyway, it is a small disadvantage. I would say it's a bug. Yeah. Yeah. This change adds the missing key mappings to select to the Brazilian Chinese organizations to fix key conflict. Or let's say to avoid key conflicts if the external mappings needed changing. Select John cannot be bound to W because without major key. Okay. Then next change, generals. Let's do this one here next. Sync key mappings for previous and next unit selections with 0 hour for Brazilian Spanish. Good. This change syncs key mappings for previous and next unit selection with 0 hour for Brazilian Spanish. I chose to sync from 0 hour to generals because there will be more 0 hour players, and so that setup should take priority. This achieves key mapping consistency for the arrow keys across generals and 0 hour. Let me also clarify what this means. Original, patched. So in original we have select next unit, select previous unit, select next worker, and select previous worker. Good. So, should probably make a table. Commands, generals, 0 hour. So that should be so generals commands so it's a CTRL yeah, this is Brazilian. And this is Spanish. Okay, so key left, previous units. Key left, next worker, key up, next, up, down, okay. Okay, and then, so at 0 hour, it is set to none. Yeah, so 0 hour is just key writes. Camera scroll. Brazilian patched. Okay. Okay, so that is Brazilian. Then Spanish is the other way around, right? Control, yeah. Hold on. What happens in Spanish? In Spanish, actually nothing happens. It's just a refactor. Huh? Okay, I thought that the Spanish had this also changed. I'm surprised now. Did we sync that correctly? Hold on, let me double check that. I'm a bit surprised right now. So let's do Spanish 1.8 CCG game files core Spanish. about CTIL modifier for unit selection keys. How? I'm not seeing that. It was only missing this comment, and so I thought, I wonder, this is, let me do a diff for all these. Yeah. Win merge visit here. Okay, so what this did is it only reordered the previous worker and next worker, and we probably should have done it the other way around. Shit. Let me go to Spanish. Let me go to, oh my gosh. Select next worker. Good. So, Spanish. Okay, so we changed the ordering to this here. There we go. I think that's the way it should be. Then we go to here, Polish. We check if it's the same, and it is. Great. Yep. We are missing this comment here in more languages. Let me sync it up in all correctly. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so English. Okay, here. Hold on. Here we go. Why is a pref worker here? Ugh. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's really weird. Okay. Chinese. Next unit pref. Next worker, pref worker. Pref units. Okay, so. Okay, how about we make this two separate changes? Let me reset this change now. Let me reset this. Okay. Then we do the following. We create here, revert this commit. Revert this commit. Boom. Then we have the revert here. We revert it. We reset this guy. And we revert only the Spanish. And we amend this. There we go. So the Spanish refactor is being reverted. Fantastic. Good. So now this only syncs Brazilian. Good. Only Brazilian. Good. Then do advanced reverts, yeah, and we remove Spanish. Good. Then we push that. Good. Push. 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 Good. And then here we change. So Brazilian, and we don't have Spanish. And we do patched. Boom, boom. And we say here for Brazilian. This change since key mappings for previous and next unit with 0 hour for the Brazilian localization. There we go. This achieves key mappings consisting with for the error keys across genres and 0. It shows the sync from 0 hour to genres because there will be more 0 hour players, so the error should take priority. Original Brazilian. Patched. Patched is, what is patched? Patch state is no modifiers. None. Okay. Okay. We can probably also make here a camera. Camera up. Camera scroll up. Well, let's say it's camera right. Right, left, up, down. Okay. Control. Okay. Okay. Ah, shit. There's more here. Okay. Beautifully aligned. Oh boy. Well, close enough. Ah, Jesus Christ. There we go. Okay, now we have it. Good. So this. And now here. I should probably try to do it here. Okay, so it should be like this now. Yeah. It's there. In generals with 0 hour. probably should take priority. Okay, let me, but before we commit to this description, let me check that there are no other wrong setups here. So let's go to, so we're Brazilian. What's the next language in line? Chinese. Chinese. Compare. Aha. Okay, here we have the same problem in Chinese. Oof, okay. So, okay, so it's not just in Brazilian, it's also here. So it looks like Generals has a newer setup here. Interesting. Control. Okay, in that case, I will sync also from tweak. Changes. Let me say today is 10/05, 2025. Changes modifiers from CTRL to match 0 hour. Add this comment here above all these command maps. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's go back to Brazilian. So here we have add the same comment here. Okay. Next. Next is English. Okay, so here I think it is simply, this is just a refactor. Yeah, this is just refactor. Because here it doesn't change the key mappings, it just moves the, for some reason in 0 hour it moved the pref worker key up. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of retarded. So what I will do here is I will sync generals to 0 hour. what do we do with this comment here? We sync this over like that. Okay, so that was English. Then next is German. No, French. French. Okay, French also has none. French. And then we have French. French, German. Same bullshit here. Okay. And then we do German. Next is French, German, Italian. Same bullshit here. It's interesting. Korean. Same here, yeah. Okay. Next, Polish. And then we have Spanish. Okay, Spanish uses control. Okay, so then here we copy generals to 0 hour, and this we copy over, but we remove this and this and this and this. Okay. Okay. Then we do Arabic. Oops. I see. Arabic. We move this guy. We move this guy here. And we remove this. Russian. Same. Okay. And Russian, Swedish. Okay. All right. And Ukrainian. There we go. Okay, now everything. So we have, oops, we have one change that is a refactor and the other changes mappings. Okay, so it will be two different changes. I hope I got all now. Let's see. So Spanish only did the sync. Okay, this one did a change, Polish. Korean is change as well. Italian changes as well. This one goes here. This one goes here. This as well. All of these. So it looks like only Spanish and English actually use camera movement without control modifier, and all the other languages, they do that. I wonder though if this was a mistake on 0 hour. Yeah, but I mean, it's not a big deal as long as it's only, oops, I did something wrong on stage. As long as it's only, as long as it's consistent across the language, it's fine. Yeah, it would be better if it was consistent in all languages, though, I guess. Yeah, but it's not a big deal. Yeah. Select next worker now requires the CTRL key plus arrow keys. So to me, it looks like the intent here was to use camera movement without the CTRL modifier. So so strictly speaking, it should be like that. Yeah, but then the problem is it messes with the players, right? Because if someone uses the language, I cannot decide. Should it be that way or the other way? It's really hard to say. If it was the other way around, if it would be better if 0 hour had the CTRL, because then it would be super clear. There's a comment and 0 hour takes precedence, easy peasy. But now 0 hour has a setup, it contradicts what the comment says. So it looks like in 0 hour it was wrong. But the problem is that players already get used to it, those that use the arrow keys for scrolling, right? Or for selecting the next worker or some unit, right? So okay, let's think logically. Does it make sense to put scrolling? Do we have the game open right now? Let me launch the game once more. I don't know why Discord now chooses to put an overlay. Okay, so I press Control to scroll. The question is, can I do it here on this? Yeah, I can do it with one hand. Yeah. Because there is a control button next to the arrow keys. Right? So I can do it with one hand. Is it convenient? I don't know. I guess either way is fine. Huh. Oh man, that's a tough decision. I mean, strictly speaking, the comment says the intent. The comment said that the camera was meant to be moved without the control modifier. Ah, shit. Oh, this is a catastrophic decision. Because there will be some players who will be upset if the key mapping of the arrow keys is changed. Right? And probably more so in 0 hour than in generals. Right? The question is, who is using arrow keys to select units? Who's doing that? Yeah. I don't know. if the control key was not nearby the arrow keys, then I would have said it makes no sense to have the camera scrolling with a key modifier, aka control button, because then it would be, you cannot really use it, right? If you have to use both hands, one side you have to press control and then with the other hand use the arrow keys, then you can't do it. You can't use a mouse in the same at the same time, right? But I can use one hand to use the control and the arrow keys, and I can still use a mouse, right? So this is possible, but it is it is kind of I would say, like, logically speaking, I think the way it's set up in English is much better. I would say that I would say 0 hour is not set up correctly in those languages. The good thing is that it's not incorrect in English, and most people will use English. So it affects Brazilian, Chinese. Okay, so Brazilian doesn't have much players. Chinese, not. German will have some. French, probably not much. Italian, not much. Polish, probably almost non-existent. Korean, they all play StarCraft, I think. We'll be right back. Okay. I think I have an idea. I think what we do is we leave the key setup in 0 hour as is in core, but we fix it in the optional bundle. Yeah, I think that's the solution here. So it's probably fixed in the optional bundle, but we leave the original behavior in the core bundle so that existing players who want to have like the core experience is then closer to how it was in the original, even if it's not greatly set up. That's basically how we did with other things as well. Like so if things are like more controversial to change, then we don't touch it in core and we make it optional in the optional bundle. And the command map we can make optional because this is like a local thing. It's not. It doesn't cause mismatches if this is set differently in a client, right? It's all local. The key mappings are local. Yeah. Okay. Then I have a plan. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Good. Then what we do? We okay. I would say I revert all these guys. Then I will create a new branch. Yeah. Actually, Yeah, let's create a new branch. Create branch. Let's call this refactor unit selection key mappings. So how about here we compare these guys and these guys. We compare ini files. Okay, so CommandMap.ini. Yeah, okay, so what we do is we copy over this stuff. But we copy it over with we say patch 104p optional begin. Is that the correct keyword? Let's see. Optional begin and an optional end. Yeah, and then core begin, core end, begin end. Good, and then here we say none. Then we put this here and here and there. Okay, then we copy this thing here. Yeah, save this. We should make a comment. Let's do patch 1.04p at fix 10.05/2025 sync key mappings with generals the way it was intended, but only for the optional bundle to not disturb legacy players. The way this was intended, but only for the optional bundle to not disturb the legacy players. Then we copy this guy and then we paste this with the others as well. Okay, so So Chinese. Chinese has the same bullshit. There we go. Okay. We should probably also copy over this here. This. Okay, like this. Huh? What happened here? What? Okay. English is French. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. German. Okay. Next. Italian. Okay. Next. Polish. Okay. And Spanish. Spanish is already correct. Oh. Oh, that is missing as well. Oof. Oof. So it's not just missing in French. Oh, it's missing in more languages. Oh my gosh. Ah, no, that's in general. No, that's correct. What am I saying? That's correct. No, all good, all good. Yeah. Good. Is this all? Yeah. Then and we should. Okay, let me rename this. Change unit selection key mappings. Okay, so So this is a refactor. This is a fix. Okay, but it's only an optional bundle. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Polish, Korean, Italiano, Germanski, Frenchoise, Chinoise, and the Brazilian. So these 7 guys. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with this setup. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the least risky setup. We achieve consistency in the optional bundle. We don't make a change in the core bundle, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Yeah. We should probably revert this a bit. Sync key mappings. Sync arrow key mappings with generals the way this was intended. The way this was intended, but only for the optional bundle to not disturb the legacy players. Yeah, let's write it like this. Okay, I think that is good. Stage. And this, the other stuff here is just refactor. It doesn't change behavior. Okay. So this is 0 hour fix. Fix sync arrow key mappings with generals. Sync arrow key mappings for key mappings for select previous next unit / worker with generals for Brazilian, Chinese, French, German, Italian, Korean, Polish. It's clarified optionally. Optionally, sync arrow key mappings for this, with generals for Brazilian, Chinese, French, blah blah blah. Okay, that works. commit. There we go. I think I'm happy with that. Let me push that. Okay. That means this change is obsolete here. We will cancel that soon. Good. So this change optionally syncs the arrow key mappings for that with generals for the localizations. Good, then we copy here. Let me here. This achieves key mapping consistency for the arrow keys across generals in 0 hour. I chose to sync from generals to 0 hour because it matches the intent as clarified by the EA comments. Also, it feels more plausible when playing. Because it matches the intent as clarified by the EA comment. Also, it feels more plausible when playing. When using in-game. Applied optionally to not disturb legacy players of these legacy players with these languages. Applied in optional bundle only to not disturb legacy players. Original patched. Let's say original patched. Okay, so now the original is actually the swapped. So here we need to add this. And here. And scrolling is like this. Yeah, a lot of thought went into this thing. It looks innocent, but like I think it's important to think about these things, how they affect players, how to mitigate this, like what makes the most sense. And here in this case, it helped that there was a comment by EA, so it clearly was the intent. And it also, like if I would design this, I would also design it this way, because to me, it makes no sense to press a modifier to move the camera, because moving the cameras, if someone uses the arrow keys to move the camera, then it seems to be like something that he uses all the time, and you shouldn't use a modifier then. The frame rate is pretty high. Let me reduce the frame rates. Yeah. The scroll speed is okay, I would say. Let's put it on 60. Yeah, it certainly is playable at scroll speed. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Then we label it as optional. Optional. Is it a bug fix? It's not really a bug. No, it's not a bug. It is. Is it an enhancement? It is, because it is new feature or request. Yeah, it's not. It's not a new feature. We should probably rename enhancement. Let me go to edit labels. Enhancements, because it's not the way it's used. It's new enhancement. Is an improvement or new feature. Is an improvement or new feature. That's minor. But I think most the pro players, they don't use arrow keys to scroll. They will use the right mouse button, right, to scroll. Synced from general to 0 hour because it matches the intent as clarified by the EA command. Also, it fits. So it. Yeah. Hold on. One thing is missing, I think. One thing is missing. I think in the core language. Oof. Ah, shit. View, word wrap. No view. There we go. Aha. Ah, it already has this. Okay, that's good. Params language. And I think that applies to this as well, yeah. Yeah, so this should work correctly. Let me launch it again. So German should now, the arrow keys should now scroll the camera without the modifier. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. But in core bundle, it will be the legacy behavior. Yeah. And the unit selection also still works. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then I think that is that is satisfying. Good. Then we do here to do add documentation. Okay. Then this change we can cancel. What this means is we can delete this branch. Let me go to my repositories. Generals. It was this one, right? Ah, shit. It was general sync select. Sync select. Okay, so I think we can delete this guy. Okay, then we can cancel this here. All right, good. Let's go to the next. So this is a refactor. Let's stash it. Main. Then we create a new branch. And we call it refactor. Unit selection key mappings. Then we do stash pop. All right. Okay, here we just swap these guys. All good. Yeah. Sync fix. Let's do a GenZH fix optics fix. Fix refactor arrow key mappings key mapping definitions and language ini files in all language ini files. Okay, let me push that. Okay. So this is just a refactor. Do we have refactor? We don't. It's just minor. Ah, shit. I didn't mean to do that. All language ini files. this change just refactors the arrow key mapping definitions in all language.ini files. No behavior is changed. Any files for consistency. Okay. And then next change is okay, so we can delete this guy, yeah. And then we have two more changes here. Let's do the fast forwards first. Backport. Let's do rename this one. Backport. Good. Then we push this. Push. And then we do the same here. Push. Good. And then we create branches for these guys. Yeah, so first this one. This change adds new key mapping. Adds a new key mapping for fast forward replay to the original game languages. Let me go here, close. Let me go to here, and then we do here, relates to the super hackers / generals game code. Labels enhancement minor. Okay. Good. So relates to. Okay, and then we do another one here. This change adds a new key mapping for Select all aircraft to the original game languages. In generals. In generals. Okay. And this one refers to this guy. There we go. Enhancement minor. We should probably also say that it relates to this one. Relates to that. Let me also clarify this. Select all aircraft for German is bound to CDR key conflicts, potential key conflicts are not addressed. That would have to be a follow-up change. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think we have all the things created. 1, 2, 3, 6 changes. Yeah. Okay, looks good to me. Yeah. Good. Various key mapping fixes are up. There was quite a bit dirt in CommandMap.ini. Okay, good. What's the time? 1 hour 45. Well, that really took long to create those few pull requests. By the way, we also need to have a to-do here. To-do, add documentation. Documentation. There we go. Update. then we do the same. Same here. To do. It's documentation. This one doesn't need documentation. This one needs documentation. This one will need documentation. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will probably follow up in next days on these guys, add the documentation and then merge them. I doubt that anyone will actually review these changes because typically no one reviews these data changes. But yeah, it's not a problem. I typically just review them myself, just looking. What helps when reviewing is just looking at a change at a later time again. Like, it's easy to make mistakes the first time you look at things. But then if you look at it later again with a fresh mind, then you might see the mistakes you did previously, right? So that's typically a good way to like to find your own mistakes, right? Just let a bit of time pass, sleep at night, look at it again, and then you see something is wrong. Yeah. Good. Also, there's a lot of changes here from DM Greeny that need looking at, but I can't get to it. There's just so much to do. The work never ends. Yeah, the work never ends. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we need to start merging more. Changes are just piling up infinitely. There's just so much to do. Yeah. Good. I think I will take a break here. Yeah. Take a break. Okay, and then next session we need to start looking at this guy. Yeah, which I wanted to do earlier, but then I got sidetracked with a command map. Yeah, CommandMap.ini. Yeah. Good. Well, it's not running away, right? Good. So, yeah, let me take a break here. Wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.